Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Ya Fattah, Ya Fattah, Ya Fattah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. Rabbana zidni ilma. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So sisters, today again we'll start with the revision Q&A session, and today I'll be asking about the pronouns. So I will give you a word which can be and you have to identify a pronoun in it, and you have to give me the 4 properties of an ism. So who will tell me what are the 4 properties of an ism that we studied in the second lecture? Nobody remembers that? Nobody's revising?
Status, number, gender, type.
Yes, very well done. Status, number, gender, type. So when we were studying pronoun, we said that there are 2 types of pronoun: independent and attached. Independent pronouns are always rafa in status, and attached pronouns can be nasab or jar. So there was they depend on the usage. Instead, for the I format was ni or ji. Ni is nasab and ji is jar. And we know that masculine and feminine columns, and we know the numbers wahid, dual and plural of the pronouns. Only thing left is the type. Type is proper or common. So I'm telling you today that pronouns are proper noun, right? So the type is proper. So now when I give you a word, you have to identify in it what is a pronoun in it, and you have to give me its status, number, gender, type and its English meaning. Okay? So I'm starting with Sister Lippy.
Yes.
Hua.
Hua is Rafa and proper.
Yes.
And masculine. And the singular.
And its English meaning?
Meaning he.
Okay, very good. Sister Nasima.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Wadakum.
I didn't know much. Because I missed the lesson.
Okay, so you don't know anything about pronouns?
No.
Okay, so go after this class, please go back and there will be a title for pronouns in the group session. So you will see the video, revise it, or in the book there is starting from page number 19, right? Page number 18 is starting. So you go and check the book and please revise your pronouns.
Where is the book? Where is the book?
We shared it on the group or WhatsApp group. The people send an email and then we share it with it. So you can contact Sister Samia for it, please.
Okay.
Send her your email address and request her to send you the book. Okay, Sister Raisa, Wadakum.
Wadakum. So it's com. It's plural. It's you masculine. And it's nasab or jar.
It's nasab or jar. Very well done. Sister Samia, are you back? Okay. So Sister Parveen Maroof. Okay, you're back, Sister Samia. Okay, Sister Samia, it's innani. Innani. Yeah.
What's the question?
The question is that you have to give me the 4 properties of a pronoun in the word.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's an attached pronoun, and in is a half of nasab.
Very well spotted.
So ni would be ismuha. So it would be nasab and stated.
Yes.
What else?
Okay, it's status, number, gender type. So what's this number? It's single, plural, dual.
Oh yes, plural because ni is e or ni, so I. So it's singular.
Mm-hmm.
It's first person.
Masculine or plural?
Masculine. It's both, right?
It
It can be masculine or feminine.
Yes, depend on the use, can be both. Very well.
Yeah.
Sister Parveen Maroof, Anna.
Anna. Anna is plural, and it's Rafa.
Okay,
And-
Anna is plural. What is the English meaning of Anna?
Oh, sorry, no, not noise. Yeah, Anna is I singular for feminine and masculine,
Can be
and it's Rafa.
Yes, and it's proper, right? When I say four
It's the
properties of
proper one.
ism, you have to say proper as well, right?
Proper.
Okay, who's next? Sister Habiba. Bihi.
Yes. He. He is attached pronoun. But is half of jar, so he is jar. Bihi, and it is masculine, singular.
Very well done. And you did forget to mention the last property.
Type.
Yes.
Type is proper.
Yes. I know every pronoun is proper, but we are beginning to have a practice of saying all four properties of
Okay.
ism, right?
Yes. Yes.
Jazakallah khair, very well done, and I'm very proud that you spotted the Harf Jar fragment here. MashaAllah. Sister Lippy again. I gave you a very easy one. So, akhrajahuma.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Akhrajahuma.
Akhrajahuma. Akhrajahuma. Akhrajahuma is huma. Ma is nasab.
Okay. Is ma? Ma is any variation of pronoun is ma?
Ma.
So first tell me, do you spot an independent pronoun or attached pronoun here?
Ma is attached pronoun.
Okay. So give me the attached pronouns.
Huwa, ha, huma, hum. Sorry. Who, huma, hum.
Who or he? Huma. Huma.
Ka, sorry. Sorry, ka is you.
No,
So
you
this
have
is
to start from huwa. For the huwa variation of attached pronoun is who or he.
huwa or he, huma or hima, whom or him.
Yes.
Ha, huma or hima, hunna or hinna.
Yes.
Ka, sorry, kuma. Is it kuma?
Yes, Kuma.
Kuma. So this is a attached pronoun. It's a dual.
Kuma
And
is
it's a proper.
yeah, but I ask you akhraja huma, not kuma.
Akhrajahuma.
Yeah.
So this is ha huma. So this is singular and feminine and dual.
Okay.
It's proper.
You said the chart very right, but you don't spotting it right. You say huwa is who or he, huma is huma or hima,
Yes.
right? And then we're spotting akhraja huma.
Akhrajahuma. Akhrajahuma.
So akhraja huma is what is the status of an independent pronoun?
Status is nasab or jar.
Okay, and one status, and then ask you for number. So which column does hima belongs to?
Dual.
So it's dual.
Yes.
So
And
masculine or feminine?
feminine.
Okay, so what's the masculine version for huma?
As well. Huma, masculine and feminine.
Masculine or feminine, can be both, right? And what
Yes.
is the last property?
Huma. So this is a nasab or jar.
You gave me nasab jar. So status, number, gender, type. You give me status, you gave me number, you gave me gender. What is left?
Type.
So what's the type of a pronoun? Is it proper or
Type is
common?
proper.
Okay, good. So you have to really, you know the chart, but you should learn to apply the chart. Is that? It's no way. There's no use if you just learn the chart and you're not able to apply it, right? So I'm asking you one more question, and then you have to give me the answer with clearing your head. Take a deep breath. There's no need to stress. You know the chart, so now you have to place it where it belongs. So
Okay.
the word is kitabu kunna.
Kitabu kunna. So kitab is a masculine and kunna. So ka kuma kun ki kuma kunna. So this is a plural and feminine and proper.
And what's about the Rafa Nasar jar? What's the status?
Nasab jar.
Nasab jar. Good, good. Very well done. See, you can do it. You just have to relax. Huh?
I have to think more.
I know. That's why I ask you, because I give you a very easy one. So I said let's ask her a tricky question. Okay, so sister, who I gave Anna, sister no, this was not sister Samia. Sister Parveen Maroof. So what do I should give you? Yu'allimuna.
يؤلمنا. It's plural.
Okay, first thing first. What is the sequence? Status, number, gender, type, right? So give me status first.
Status is gonna be nasab. يؤلمنا, because I think it's coming as a sentence, isn't it?
It's coming
يؤلمنا.
as
So
a maf'ul, so it would be rafa, exactly. So it would be nasab, sorry. Maf'ul bihi is nasab, right?
So it will be nasab, and it will be it's a plural because it's na,
Yes.
and it's an attached pronoun, and it's masculine and feminine.
Yes, masculine or feminine,
Yes,
and it's proper, right?
it's a proper, yes.
Right. For all those who don't get confused when she say that it is nasab, because she have studied about the fail and you haven't. So for you, it's if you say nasab or jar, it is all right. But she has a knowledge about the word before it, which is yu'allimu, which is a fail mudari. So that's why she said it is nasab. So for all those who have not studied fail yet, please don't get confused with it. Okay? For you, nasab or jar is the right answer.
Can I just say, dearest teacher, I think you're just giving me credit. I didn't know that. I just knew it came as something, so it must be nasab because
It's a detail. Okay. Okay. No,
Inshallah, I
it's
will be learning.
yu'allimu is a fail mudari, and if attached pronoun if a pronoun get attached to a fail, then it's maf'ul bihi, and maf'ul bihi is a detail. It's always a nasab.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair.
So inshallah ta'ala we will study it in August. We'll go with on our
Inshallah.
fail topic inshallah. So yes, that was a good revision for pronouns. And I want you to implement the pronouns in your daily life, because so many things word we speak, so many duas we do. Like I say Rabbi Sidni Ilma, now I'm saying Rabbana Sidni Ilma in the starting, because we know that na is for us, and I say Rabbi, it's for my Rabb, and now I'm talking for in behalf of a whole group, so I'm saying Rabbana, right? So these are so many little things that we do when we are doing our prayers, and when we are making a separate dua. Let's say we come across the pronouns, so make your ears and make your brain get used to pointing out those pronouns, and try to make variation of them, right? So that's why you will be more fluent in pronouns inshallah ta'ala. So before we go ahead with today's topic, a quick revision for harf jar. So I want Sister Habiba to give us a quick recap of harf jar fragment.
Should I say the jar?
Give us the
Harf
haruf
jar.
jar. Yeah, give us the haruf jar, list of haruf jar.
Ba,
B.
B, ta, ta, ka, lam, waw, ala, hatta, ila,
One missing. Two missing.
waw, man, man, ila, al,
Min, fi, an.
min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila.
Okay, okay, no problem. So, what is a jar majroor fragment?
Jar and with the jar makes the ism jar form, that is majroor.
Okay. Yes, and what is the condition? Like, can they be apart or they have to be right by the other side? And what is that?
I don't get.
Okay, so is there any rule for jar and majroor to be to be closely together, or they can be?
Yes, they always close.
They are always
Just after
attached
the
to each other, right?
just after the verb, yes.
Yes. So
And they can make after the came, they can make all the ism jar.
yeah, unless there is any other thing active
Other
to make a
reason.
change. Yes, and a reason for change. Yes, very well done. So all those Ruf and Nasab that Sister Habiba mentioned, they have a property of changing an ism after it into a jar form. So that the ism after it will be either have a kasratan or a single kasra, or the ina or any format of Muslim chart, or in a Muslim chart, tin, tina, tani, tiny, tiny, and atin, right? So this variation of an ism you will find after a harf jar. Very well done, Sister Habiba. Who we have? Sister Lippy, it's your day today. You were not there yesterday, so I want to check whether did you listen to the recording or catch up on her Finessa fragment or not.
Did you give me any record? I can't find.
Okay, we lost the recording, so I put a very short session on the channel, just giving a description about the haruf and nasab and the haruf and nasab or usma fragment.
Okay.
So I assume that you haven't. So please go back and check on that, and go to the book and see what's written in there, because it will help you in your assignment. So Sister Nasima, please give us a recap of haruf and nasab or usma fragment.
Sorry?
Give us a recap of haruf and nasab and isma fragment.
Haruf nasab.
What are the haruf and nasab that we studied yesterday?
The detail.
I know nasab is a detail, but there was the list of the haruf that we studied yesterday.
Yesterday, I think I didn't in the class.
You did not attend the class, and you did not listen to the recording, and did not take the book. So this is, if you attend the class without looking at the previous section, then you will not learn much, right? So you have to go back and revise all the session, because that will gonna help you in your assignment, inshallah ta'ala.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Okay, Sister Raisa, please, can you give me us the harf and nasab fragment recap?
Should I say the harf and nasabs, like
Yes, the list. Yes, please.
Okay. Inna, anna, lakinna, la, alla, anna, bi anna, laita, and li anna.
Very well. And what does these harf and nasab does to the ism after it?
It turns into it turns the next word after it into the nasab fragment.
Okay, and this next word after next ism after it into nasab, but is that has to be right after the harf and nasab, or it can be away from harf and nasab?
It can be away from it as well. Yes.
It can be away from it as well, because it's another fragment or another fail or anything can come between that, right?
Yeah, it can come between it as well.
Okay, so yes, this is the harf and nasab masmuha fragment revised. So now today we are starting a new fragment, which is an ism plus ism fragment, that is called idafa. So Idafah fragment, I think something happened to my slide today. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
But I think my slide has frozen. So please, I have to reload the slide and you have to bear with me for a second. So while I am doing that, does anybody have a book open?
Yes, Ustaza. Yes.
Can you read the page number 24, the Idafa? Can you read it while I upload the, sorry, while I reopen my slides?
Can I start, Ustaza? This is Sarah here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. An idafa is a construction that indicates possession or belonging. In English, belonging can be expressed using the word of. For example, the Book of Allah expresses possession and would be considered as an idafa. This fragment is made up of two parts. The first is the word before the of and is called mudaf. The word before of is that which is possessed. The second part is the word after the of. This is called the mudafa ilayh. The word after of is the owner or the one who possesses.
Very
Like
good.
in
Like example, the Book of Allah. Yeah.
the Book of Allah.
Yes. So what we have understand is that when we were studying harf nasab jar, I mentioned you that jar is something that comes after of, right? And sometime when it's like pronoun, we can say that my book, but it means the book of me, right? It's implied that it's book of me. So it's showing possession. My is a possessive pronoun, and his or her is a possessive pronoun. So when we have possessive pronouns, the of is implied. It's not shown, but it's implied. But there is a part of a fragment that has a of in it, which is there is a word before of and there is a word after of. So the word before of is called mudaf, and the word that's coming after of is called mudaf ilayh. So from your previous knowledge, who can tell me what should be the status of mudaf ilayh? Is coming after of.
So jar status.
It should be in jar status. Very well, very well. Who'd answer that?
Sarah.
Oh, Sister Sarah, very well done. Yes, it should be in jar status because we have already studied that jar are the word that comes after of, and we know that jars are the word is in jar form when they come after the haruf jar. So idafa fragment is one of the reason for an ism to be jar. It consists of two parts. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, mudaf and mudaf ilayh. So the word that is coming before of is mudaf, and it can be rafa, nasab or jar. But the word that is coming after of is mudaf ilayhi, and it can only be jar. So this is two ism fragment, ism and ism fragment, right? So do you have to remember a special word? They will come special mudaf, but any ism that is coming before of is, when you translate it into English, when the meaning of of comes, the word before of is mudaf and the word after of is mudaf ilayhi. So there are three conditions for a fragment to be idafa fragment, and when we have a mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, we call it an idafa fragment, right? Idafa. Please say after me. Mudaf and mudaf ilayhi makes idafa fragment.
Mudaf and mudaf
ilayhi
Idafa fragment.
fragment.
Mudaf and mudaf ilayhi makes idafa fragment.
Mudaf and mudaf
ilayhi
Makes Idafah Fragment.
Mudaf and mudaf ilayhi makes an idafa fragment.
Mudaf
Mudaf and Mudaf Ilahi makes
fragment.
Idafah Fragment.
Very good. So now we know the condition from mudaf ilayhi that it will always be in jar status, but there are two conditions for mudaf as well. So mudaf must be light. Like when you see mudaf, you will not see tanween and you will not see noon sound, right? Una, ina sound, ani, and sound, right? So you will not see the noon sound and you will not see tanween on mudaf. If had tanween and if it have a heavy ism, full on ism, then it cannot be mudaf. It may be followed by jar, but it cannot be mudaf. And the second condition is it cannot have al. So if you spotted two isms together and the second is jar but the first has al on it, like if I say al kitabullahi, so allahi is jar, but since kitab has al on it, so we cannot call it an idafa fragment. Get it? Then I cannot say kitabun allahi because kitabun makes a kitab heavy and we cannot have a heavy ism as mudaf. So there are two conditions for mudaf. Mudaf can be in any status rafa nasab jar, but it cannot be heavy and it cannot have al on it. Understood?
Yeah.
Are everyone clear on that? Say three rules, three grammatical conditions that you have to remember for idafa, and then everything will be sorted.
Yes,
But there is one more thing, that there can be more than two ism involved in it, right? You can have one mudaf, but you can have multiple mudaf ilayhi, and then then you have multiple mudaf and multiple mudaf ilayhi. And then when you have the series of sequence of isms attached together following this condition, mudaf and mudaf ilayhi condition, the three conditions, then they make a chain. Then we call them an idafa chain. Okay, so we say idafa fragment minimum contains two, but it contains more than two isms connected together through the grammatical condition of idafa. You are getting this part?
Yeah, I think when we see it, inshallah,
We'll do this exercises and we will see that, then it will be clear to you, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, and while talking about that, in this idafa fragment, there are some words they are considered as special mudaf. So these words, when they come, they don't have to follow the rules of mudaf, but they will affect the ism coming after it and they make it majroor. And when we have these words before an ism in majroor form, we call it idafa fragment. And these are called special mudaf. So these special mudaf, I know you have to memorize them, and they are bada, fawqa, tehta, qabla, duna, amama, khalfa, qadama, wara'a, lada, baina, hola, inda, ma'a, min ladun. Right? Fawqa has a meaning of above. Like fawqa, something is above something, like fawqal kitabi. Right? So above the book. Fawqal kitabi. Tahatal kitabi, under the book. Right? So kitab will be in the jar form, but these words are on its own. You can see no alr on it and no tanween on it. So these are special mudaf words that are in grammar, when we know we have to we say above and under and before and after. So these prepositions are special mudaf. This is in Arabic, and you have to memorize these words. And when you spot these words, you will say that okay, they are special mudaf, and the ism after it must be in jar form, and these words and the ism after it make a idafa fragment, right? Okay. When you will be studying, inshallah, earlier when we go to the sentence structures and all, then these words will also be referred as zarf. And where we say that min ladun, min is following by ladun is following by a harf jar min, right? So min ladun is always together, but we call them a special mudaf. And when the verb will come after it, it will be in a jar form. So it will follow the min rule as well. So they are another part of the word, and they are badun, mislun, ayyun, nafsun, kullun, and ghairun. So they are also some words. They are donate the place, time and place are called special mudaf of time and place. So they are also special mudaf. And these words can take all harakat, but these words qabla, bada, fata, they will remain the same. Like you say kullun, right? Ayun, badun. So it could be kullan, it could be kullin, depends on the use. Because I say the mudaf can take any status. So these words in the two rows below, the kullun, ayun, badun, ghairun, nafsun, mislun, they can take any harakat. But the words above them, like the special mudaf, fawqa, tahta, qabla, bada, this chart above on the above the kulla chart is they remain the same, right? They will not change their statuses. So now have a look at the book and do some exercises to clarify the topic we are doing. Stop presenting.
Can I ask something, please?
Yes, please.
Is the special mudaf, is the can al or tanween?
Special mudaf? No. Kullun has a tanween on it, yes. So
they can take tanween?
They can take tanween, but when you say we'll be using as a idafa, that will be kullu, not kullin.
Okay.
You will see it will be kullin, but I'm giving you the list of the the special zarf of time and places, and they are kullun because they can come at other independently as well, not always as a idafa fragment, right? When the special mudaf, the other topic will come, they will always be idafa fragment. Okay. Okay, now there is an access drill here, and then we have to look at how accurate we are at spotting mudaf and mudaf ilahi part of an idafa fragment. So, where do we start with? We are starting a day with Sister Lippy today. So, Sister Lippy, you are the target of the day. So, first one, my ears. Can you see my screen or stop sharing?
Yes, I can see.
You can see the screen. Okay, so my ears. What is mudaf and what is mudaf ilayh?
My ears. So, ears is a mudaf and my is a mudaf ilayh.
Very well done. Sister Nasima, you are following us today's lecture?
Yeah, but I didn't understand. I'm just listening.
Okay. But I want you to try this exercise because you are listening to this section, so you must understand what you are listening. The part is a book of fiqh. So what do we say about Idafah fragment? Mudaf and mudaf ilayh. So what is mudaf and what is mudaf ilayh in a book of fiqh?
Sorry, book of
Fiqh.
Mudaf.
What is
Mudaf ilayh?
Okay, we have of in here, right? Book of fiqh or fiqh. So what is the word that comes before of is called mudaf or mudaf ilayh?
Mudaf ilayh.
Okay. Mudaf is something that comes before of, and mudaf ilayh is a word that comes after of.
Yeah.
So now give me up in book of fiqh what is mudaf and what is mudaf ilayh.
I don't know.
It's not difficult. I'm asking you a simple question.
Book of fiqh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I explain a little bit my language?
Yes, please.
Okay?
Yes, please.
Nasima fa onar kuno zinisha ki kwa ok badu zekta dekhanani. Oktoilo yo aki apne yo harta. So oktoilo apne mudaf oiba ki ar mudaf oiba bu kuno zinish onar ki. Onar oiba. Dekta apne hokka ki apne buzram na mi ara more learn korte parbo.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more learned than I understand.
Okay, so relax yourself. And I'm revising that in Idafah fragment there are two parts. One is mudaf and one is mudaf ilayh. Right? When we have an English sentence, when there are two words and in between them is off, right? OF, off. Right? So when we have off in between them, the word before off, that the word that is coming before off is mudaf, and the word that is coming after off is mudaf ilayhi. Right?
Okay.
So in this fragment, a book of fiqh, what is mudaf and what is mudaf ilayhi?
Book is mudaf and fiqh of mudaf ilayh.
Fiqh is mudaf ilayhi. Okay, do you get it
Yeah.
now? Okay, no problem. No problem. We are here to learn. Sister Parveen Maroof, his opinions. Sister Parveen Maroof? Sister Raisa? His opinions.
Yeah. His opinion. So it's his is mudaf ilayhi and opinions is mudaf.
Okay. Sister Samia? The king of Persia?
Okay, so Persia is mudaf ilayhi and the king is mudaf.
Okay. Sister Sarah? Their tears?
Yes, Ustada. Their tears. Tears is mudaf and there is mudaf ilayh.
Good. Sister Parveen, the capital of Malaysia?
The capital.
Okay.
I say
Capital is-
Parveen Amin, sorry.
So
Okay. Malaysia is mudaf and the capital is mudaf ilayh.
Okay. We say that the word before of is mudaf and word after of is mudaf ilayhi.
Oh, mudaf ilayh. Okay, before is mudaf. The capital is mudaf and Malaysia is mudaf ilayh.
Okay. Good. Sister Parveen Maroof. Her strategy.
her strategy is mudaf and her is mudaf ilayh.
Very good. Sister Habiba, the king of the jungle.
The king is mudaf and the jungle is mudaf ilayh.
Good. Sister Nasima, I want you to try our mother as well.
Sorry?
Our mother.
Our mother. R is mudaf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our mother. Is this another way of writing our mother? Is because you did you see any off in it?
Yeah.
You didn't see any off in it.
No, didn't see.
Yeah, but the other way of writing our mother is mother of our.
Mother of R. Mother of R. Yeah.
Yeah, if I say
But
mother of
mother
R,
is
so what is
mother
mudaf?
is mudaf.
Mother is mudaf and R is
Mudaf ilayh.
Okay. So we are good with spotting mudaf and mudaf ilahi in English sentences. Now we are looking at the examples in Arabic. So we have the word here is Rasulullahi. So what are the three conditions for Idafah fragment? That mudaf should be light and it has no al. So the word Rasulu here is light and it has no al. So we can say that it can be mudaf. But it's another condition to be met that the ism that is following it must be in jar status. So Allah word Allahi is in jar status. So we can say it that okay, it can be mudaf ilahi. So the Rasulullahi makes an Idafah fragment. Okay. So I want Sister Samia to explain Wajunud al-Iblisi to us the way that I explained. Rasulullahi.
Okay, sure. Junud Iblis, the soldiers of Iblis. So Wajunud is light, and there's no al, so therefore that's mudaf.
It can be mudaf. It can
It can be mudaf.
Yeah.
Then we have a look at the second word, Iblisa, and this is now we have to look at flexibility, right? Because it's got a fatha at the end.
Yes.
So it's a name, and so if we think about the partially flexible,
Iblis was not Arab, right? We know Iblis was not Arab. So non-Arab names are
partially flexible.
So it's Iblisa. Iblisa. Iblisu, Iblisa, Iblisa. So jar will remain Iblisa.
Yeah.
So now we are confident that it could be mudaf ilayh.
Yeah, now we are confident because we know that it's partially flexible. It's not going to show the jar status.
Yes. So now we can say that the Junudul Iblisi is a
Idafah fragment.
Idafah fragment, and it will translate as the soldiers of Iblis. Junud means soldier. The soldiers of Iblis. Very good. Sister Sarah, you have to explain Qawmu Musa the similar way.
Yes, Sister. The word qawmu, it doesn't have an al, and it's not having the tanween also, and it's light. That's why it's light. So this can be mudaf. And Musa, we know that Musa, we studied in the names of the prophets Musa and Zakaria were in the non-flexible. So it has an alif maksura at the end. So here it will be qawmu Musa. So this will be this can be Musa can be mudaf ilayh.
Yes, so we say when Musa it can be rafa nasab of jar, but since Qawmu is matching the status of mudaf, so Musa is definitely jar, and we have a Qawmu Musa as a Idafah fragment, right?
Yes.
And Sister Parveen Amin, can you explain Rabbana, please?
Yes, Ustaz. Rabbana is first is Rab. We can see the Rab is can be mudaf because it has no tanween and no alif lam. Then we can see the next ism, but this is pronoun.
Yes.
Attached pronoun. So it is not take any kasra, but it is the mudaf ilayh. So Rabbana is
You have to tell me
mudaf.
Rabbana has to be jar to be mudaf ilayh.
Rabbana has
So
to
how
be
will you
jar.
explain me that na is jar? You say that's attached pronoun. So attached pronoun can only be nasab
attached
or jar.
pronoun nasab.
It can be nasab or jar, right?
Nasab or jar.
Attached pronoun can be nasab or jar, but since Rabba is matching our conditions for mudaf, that's why na is jar here, and this Rabbana is a Idafah fragment.
Okay, so attached pronoun can be nasab or jar, right?
Yes, sister.
But we write only na.
Long time we studied it. Long time ago.
Yes, inshallah.
Okay.
Yes, so it's mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
It's mudaf and mudaf ilayh. So, Sister Parveen Maroof, Muslimu Makkata. Please try to explain it.
Muslimu Makkata. Muslimu can be mudaf because it doesn't have al on it, and I can't see noon as well because I said that it doesn't have a noon either. So and Makkata is the name of a place, so it's not fully flexible. So we can't see it, but it can be in jar form with the fatha.
Okay.
So we can't delay.
Very good. So Muslimu and followed by a jar is a Idafah fragment.
Yeah. Idafah Fragment.
And it means the Muslims of Makkah. Very good. Okay, so when we were studying, when we started studying the Idafah fragment, we talk about the three conditions, and there's something said about the chain of Idafah, right? The Idafah fragment can contain two words and more than two words connected to it. So now if we look at the chain Idafah chain, right? So this is an example where three isms are connected and making the whole three-word fragment an Idafah fragment. So first part of Idafah fragment is mudaf. We look at the word Malik, and Malik is light, Maliki. So Maliki is light and it does not have any tanween, so it is light and it does not have any al. The word after it is Yomi. Yomi is jar, right? Yomu, Yoma, Yomi. So Yomi is jar. So Maliki Yomi makes an Idafah fragment. But we look at the word after it and it's Ad-Dini. Ad-Dini is also jar. So since Ad-Dini is also jar, so we go back and look at the Yomi. So Yomi is again, it is light and it has no al. So Yomi can also be mudaf for Ad-Dini. So we have a chain of Idafah fragment where this Maliki Yawmiddin complete Idafah. Inside Maliki Yawmiddin, we have Maliki Mudaf, Yomi Mudaf Ilayh, then Yomi is acting as Mudaf for Ad-Dini Mudaf Ilayh. I know it's complicated and I am repeating it again. There are three words connected to each other and I'm saying that they all three are making an Idafah fragment. How? The first part of an Idafah fragment is always Mudaf. So Mudaf has a condition. It should be light and has no al. So Maliki is light and it has no al. So it can be our Mudaf. Yomi, if it is jar, we can call it is a Mudaf Ilahi. So Maliki Yomi become Idafah. But Yomi is followed by Ad-Dini, which is also jar. So we go back to Yomi and look at the Yomi if it's following the conditions for Mudaf. So Yomi is light and has no al. So Yomi is also acting as a Mudaf Ilahi for Ad-Dini. So Yomi Dini is a Idafah fragment and combined Maliki Yomi Dini is a Idafah fragment. Now if you look at the meaning, Malik means master, Yom means day, Ad-Din is the day of judgment. So master of the day of judgment. If I say master of the day, it's an Idafah fragment. If I say the day of judgment, it's also an Idafah fragment, right? They both have off in between them. So when we say the master of the day of judgment is a chain of an Idafah fragment. Okay?
Yeah, it's the we know the meaning of that, right? So Fatiha, but if we didn't know the meaning, if there was another ism after ad-dini, right, in jar status, it wouldn't, because ad-din has a al in front of it.
Yes, very well spotted. Because if you found, okay, the chain will go on unless the status, the conditions are met. And when there's when I say Maliki Yawmiddini, day of judgment, I say khairin, of betterment, right? So ad-dini khairi, like if it's this ad-dini khairi, but you cannot call it ad-dini khairi as a Idafah fragment because it doesn't make any sense. Because ad-dini has al on it and ad-dini cannot act as a mudaf for khairi. So this cannot be another chain to an Idafah fragment. Right? So every time you are making a chain, you have to go back the word before it and then you have to check if it's matching the status of a mudaf, light or al condition, and if it's not, then you cannot move ahead. There is a break in chain. Got it? But unless we have words connected to each other, like we have words in jar form after mudaf, you have to look back until there is a break in chain. Very rarely you find a very long chain of the mudaf. Mostly it's 4 or 5, and we will have a look inshallah ta'ala. So sister Lippy, can you try
Yes,
Amri Rabbihi?
yes. So Amri is a no al no tanwi. So it's like could be mudaf and Rabbi. So Rabbi is a jar status. So it is a mudaf ilayh.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Rab is a no tanwi, no al. So this is could be mudaf. Then ha is a etas pronounced jar status. So mudaf ilayh.
So
So
very well.
Amri Rabbi. So two Idafah
Yes,
fragment.
this whole is a chain of Idafah fragment. Very well done. I'm so amazed with your answers. MashaAllah.
Ustaza, can you explain this Amri Rabbi? How many mudaf is only 3?
Okay.
Chain.
There are 3 words in it. Amri,
Okay.
Rabbi, and attached pronoun he. Right? So Amri is mudaf and Rabbi is mudaf ilayhi for Amri. Then Rabbi is mudaf and he is a mudaf ilayhi for Rabbi. So combine Amri Rabbihi is a chain of Idafah fragment. Is it clear?
Okay. Yes, alhamdulillah.
Okay, so if it is clear, then why don't you go ahead and do the next one? Zikru rahmati rabbika, sorry.
Okay. Zikru is no tanween and no alif lam is can be mudaf. Rahmati is mudaf ilay because it is kasra, right? it is jar status.
Rahmati is jar status, right?
Yeah.
So Zikru rahmati
is a mudaf ilay.
So it's a Idafah fragment, yes?
Yes. And then Rabbika. So again we go back and see Rahmati is
No,
it can be
Rabbika is not one word. Rabbika are 2 words. So we have to look at the first word first. Rabbi first, right? We leave the ka
Rabbi, yeah.
and we look at the Rabbi first.
Rabbi.
So tell me about Rabbi. What is the status of Rabbi?
Rabbi status is jar.
Okay, so if it's jar, then we have to go back the word before it and see if it's matched the status of mudaf.
Yeah, it's not alif lam and no tanween.
So
it is Rahmati is mudaf and Rabbi is mudaf ilayh.
So Rahmati Rabbi is Idafa.
Yeah, Rahmati Rabbi is Idafa.
Okay, now
and then Rabbi and we can see the ka is the attached pronoun in jar status.
No.
We
We
go
cannot
back
say
to
the
see
ka,
the Rabbi.
ka is attached pronoun in jar status. Ka can be jar or ka can be nasab, right?
Ka can be jar or ka can be nasab.
Attached pronouns can be jar or nasab, right?
Yes.
So how we will be sure that it is jar? We have to check the word before it.
Yes, we have to check the word before it is Rabbi, and it can be mudaf because no alif lam and no tanween.
That's why the ka is jar, not nasab here, right?
Say again, Ustad.
That is why the ka is in jar form here, not in the nasab form, right?
Yes. So it is also mudaf fragment.
It's a Idafah fragment. So yes, the Zikru Rahmati Rabbika is a chain of a Idafah fragment. Its meaning, Zikru means mention, Rahma means mercy, Rabba means Lord, and Ka is your. So the mention of the mercy of your Lord or your Master.
Alhamdulillah, this is good because we know in our mind what is mudaf ilayh, but we don't do before any explanation like this. So
No, I
it takes
couldn't
time.
go ahead and explain it to you myself, but I spot one of you, two of you to do it so that when you try to do it, the things reinforce into
and
your
this is the
head.
learning point, so we can learn how
Yes,
to do it.
and
Otherwise, teachers say and we say yes, but it's good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Because I always disturb about this confused. Ka is a attached pronoun could be nasab or jar. But I don't know how to explain it when it comes to mudaf and mudaf ilayh. So
Yes.
yeah, this is good. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, and we learn from each other's struggle. So when you are struggling to make the answer, the others are learning too, because there's somewhere in their mind, we are all learners. So in somewhere in their mind, they have these questions as well, but they may not come up with that now. They may come up with when they are revising, but when you go through this process, they might have cleared their mind as well about this, the exercise of spotting mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Alhamdulillah. Let's do
Jazakallah.
no problem. Let's do some more exercises. Is that okay if I take 5-10 minutes more?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Oh, okay, so I want to give everybody a chance. So let's see who has not participated today. Okay, Sister Lippy, you are quiet for quite some time. So try. Which one was that? Kitabullahi we have done. Asfim Makulin.
Okay. Asfim Makul. So Asfim is a tanween, so and not mudaf.
So it cannot be Idafah Fragment. Very easy for you. Sister Nasima, but I'm good you spotted it. Very well done. Sister Nasima, Mursilul Naqati.
Which one?
Okay, I have to give you easy one.
Mursil.
Mursilul Naqati. Can you do it?
Mursilun nafati. Yeah, Mursilun is mudaf,
How?
but no alif lam, no tanween,
Okay.
no noon.
No noon, right? So it's light and no al, so it can be mudaf. And what about al naqati?
Naqati is mudaf ilayh.
How?
I don't know.
Oh, there's only one condition for mudaf ilahi. It has to
Sorry?
be in which status?
Can be idafa.
Sorry, status. What is status?
Naqati.
What is the status of an ism? Rafa, nasab or
Jar.
jar, right? So the naqati
Jar.
is in jar form. So there's only one condition for mudaf ilahi. It would be jar. So it is jar. So it is mudaf ilahi, right? And mursilu al naqata make an idafa fragment.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But Mursilun followed by Nakatin. That's
Yes.
why.
Yes, mursul is followed by naqati, which is jar.
That's why jar.
That's why it is a mudaf.
Idafa pregnant, yeah?
Yes, good. Sister Parveen Amin, Qama Yunus.
Yes. Qawma Yunus. Qawma can be mudaf because no alif lam, no tanween. And Yunus is mudaf ilayh because it's the name of prophet which is non-Arab.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is mudaf ilayh. So qawma Yunus, it is mudaf fragment.
Well, Idafah Fragment.
Mudaf, yes.
I know the words take time from you get accustomed to saying that. It's okay. Sister
Yeah,
Raisa,
Idafah
it's
fragment.
Idafah Fragment. Sister Raisa.
But I have another question, but inshallah I will ask after you finish other sisters' turn.
Okay, please hold the question for now. Sister Raisa, in the Rabbihim.
Inda Rabbihim. So Inda is light. It can be a mudaf. It doesn't have any al or tanween. And Rabbihim. Is there two
This is a combination of words. Yes, Rabbi and him.
So Inda Rabbihim. Rabbi it's mudaf ilayhi for Inda, and then Rabbihim there's him. It's the attached pronoun. Rabbihim. Him is mudaf ilayhi for Rabbi.
So
Does
how
that
did
make
you
sense?
remind that it's mudaf ilahi for Rabbi? So mudaf ilahi it should be a mudaf. So you're saying Rabbi is mudaf. And how are you saying that Rabbi is mudaf?
Rabbihi.
Rabbi.
No, Rabbi is, yeah, Rabbi is mudaf.
Why it's mudaf? What are the two conditions for
Oh
mudaf?
yeah, because it doesn't have al and doesn't have tanween.
Okay, this has lal, it's not tanween. So Rabbihim is a Idafah fragment. Combined Inda Rabbihim is a Idafah fragment. You were right when you say Inda is light and no al, but Inda is also from our special mudaf chart.
Special mudaf?
Yes, we discussed about some words which are called special mudaf, like Bada, Fawqa, Teta, Duna, Imama, Khalfa, Qadama, Bara'a, Lada, Baina, Hola, Inda, Ma'a, Min Ladun. Right? So Inda is also, if you have when you will inshallah memorize the special mudaf, then you will easily spotting them, and that thing will be, the work will be half for you. You don't have to go through the al and tanween exercise. Yeah? You can simply say it's a special mudaf and followed by jar, so it's an Idafah fragment. Right?
Did
Inshallah.
you call it zarf as well? In the, is it zarf as well, did you say?
It's a special mudaf, right? The
Or
zarf,
special mudaf?
the zarf column is down under this chart, which is kullun ghairun.
Okay.
Zarf, we say that this zarf zaman, zarf makan.
Okay, I don't know because I thought you mentioned that and that was easier to
Yeah,
remember
zarf
this.
zaman, zarf makan. When you saw there, think about that, but this don't go there at the moment, right?
No, okay. So this is called a special
Special
mudaf. This
mudaf,
one
yeah. It's in your book,
Okay,
page number 28, a special mudaf.
okay, thank you.
Inshallah. Okay, Sister Samia. Mojun Kaljibali.
So Mojin is cannot be mudaf because it's got a tanween, so it's heavy. So this will not be a mudaf fragment.
Good. Sister Sarah. Min Qawmi Musa.
Min can be a mudaf because it doesn't have the al, and
Okay. Let me stop you here. For Idafa fragment, you have to have isim, two isims, right? At least two isim. So you see min is an isim?
no, it's a preposition here.
It's a harf of jar.
Half of jar. Yeah.
Good. So harf of jar cannot be a word. It's a harf, right? It's no isim.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yes. So
we have
first,
to
min is a harf of jar,
yes.
and then we have qawmi. Qawmi can be a mudaf because it doesn't have the al or the and it's light, so it can be mudaf. And Musa can be it's the name of a non-Arab prophet, so it's in the, even if it is in the fatha, it has a fatha here, but it can be taken in the jar status, so it can be mudaf ilay.
Sorry,
So
sister. Again, wrong. Musa does not have fatha on it. The sa has fatha. The last letter ya is alif maksura. And the Musa and Isa and the words like that ends with alif maksura are non-flexible isms.
Non-flexible isms. Okay, so so it can be mudaf ilay, and so this can be an idafa fragment.
Very good.
But
what about min qawmi Musa on its own? What fragment it is?
Jar majroor.
Yes, so it's min qawmi Musa is a jar majroor fragment, and inside the jar majroor fragment we have an idafa fragment. See, things getting complicated day by day. Well, mashallah, you're good at spotting it, and that will not confuse you, inshallah ta'ala, later on.
Alhamdulillah, jazakallah.
Sister Parveen Maroof, Ja al Haqqu.
Ja al-Haqqu. It can't be an idafa because al-Haqqu doesn't have a kasra on it.
Okay, al Haqqu is in Rafa status, not in a jar status. And
Yes.
Ja'a is also not an ism, but it's a fail. You don't know it? So Ja'a is fail, and the Idafa fragment does not apply to anything other than ism. So, but you are good at spotting a Haqqu because you know Haqqu is in Rafa status, not in jar. Both way your answer is right. Good. Sister Habiba, Amri Rabbihi.
Yes. Yes, Amri is light and it doesn't have al on it, and it could be idafa.
Could be mudaf.
No, sorry, mudafa. It can be mudafa, and Rabbi is jarfon. That's why it can be, it is jar, and that's why this is Idafah
Amri Rabbi.
fragment.
Amri Rabbi is Idafah fragment. What about he?
Rabbi is, he also here, Rabbi is not heavy, and it doesn't have al on it, so it is again the mudaf, and he is in attached pronoun and is jar form, so it is again idaf fragment.
Okay. So when I just corrected Sister Parveen, because you're right, but the way of saying it, that it may confuse you. When you are spotting a pronoun, you say the attached pronoun can be nasab or jar.
Rafa or jar, yeah.
It can be nasab of jar, but since Rabbi is mudaf, so it is
Mudaf.
so he is jar here, and it's mudaf ilahi.
Yes.
Right? And Amri Rabbihi is a chain of Idafah fragment. Okay. I think is anyone left for this exercise?
No, so they just want to say some sisters are a little bit nervous about the assignment. They're not sure how to go about it. Could you just do one verse?
Okay, inshallah, that's where I'm about to go. There is one thing else. There's on page number 29. There is Asmaul Khamasa. Then Abun, Akhun, Hamun, Famun. Right? So you have to read that page, that they have a different variation in Rafa, Nasab, and Jar form. So if they come across anywhere, I don't think that they are coming in your assignment, but you have to just look at them, and it's very easy. There's nothing explanation to it. It's just how they are. So please go and read it from your book. So I may not have to take time to explain it, right? Because after Eid, we will start a new chapter, inshallah ta'ala. So now we are looking at the
What page is that then? And you write it in the group for everybody.
Sorry?
What page did you say? I'll write it in the group, then we will remember.
The page number is 29.
Okay.
Let me see. It's the same page. No, I think the PDF book has different pages. So let me tell you which page is this.
Yes,
So page
32,
number
32,
32 on our book, right?
So, Ustaza, did you mention everything before beginning of the class about this assignment?
No, we didn't talk about assignment today. So I'm going to talk about the assignment now. Okay?
Okay, so it is recorded. We leave.
Yeah, it's a recording. You can leave if you want to. Yeah. So your group member are attending anyway. So if you have to ask, you can ask them, right? So let me show you how I am thinking about it.
Sorry, I'm also leaving. Is that okay?
Yes, please. The lecture is okay. I'm just helping you to explain how I want the assignment to be done, right?
Ustaza, it's my prayer time, so I'll be leaving as well.
Okay, no
Jazakallah
problem.
khair.
If whoever is staying, Sister Samia, you wanted to know, right?
Yeah, and then it will be recorded, so it's okay, inshallah. The other sisters can watch it
inshallah
after.
ta'ala. So if you see my screen, the Surah Fatiha is. Can you see my screen? Surah Fatiha written on it.
Yes.
Okay. So in Surah Fatiha, we say Alhamdu is. You can say Alhamdu is a ism, right? And in this assignment, we will only be dealing with the isms, not fail, and not any other harf. Like we are only dealing with harf jar or harf nasab, or the special mudaf that we studied. Not more than that, we are not be touching any harf or not any fail. We'll be only talking about the ism. So where we have alhamdu, and I gave you a easy way to spotting a ism is if there is an al before a word, it definitely is an ism, and if it has tanween on it, it definitely is an ism. So alhamdu here in Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, alhamdu is an ism. Why? Because it has had. So now you have to give me why alhamdu is light. Like the default status of an ism is it is heavy and it's fully flexible. You say alhamdu here is light. So you have to give me a reason why alhamdu is light. You have to give me the four properties of that ism. Rafa, it is status, number, gender. We have just give me three properties. Status, number, gender, because we haven't done the proper and common yet. So just give me three properties of an ism. What this alhamdu is here is Rafa.
So we can say irrelevant here because of that one.
We property remains the same. Could be alhamdu, alhamda, alhamdi. So it al does not take tanween away. It doesn't take the property away, right? Alhamdu is Rafa, right? Because it has it doesn't have Dhamma 10, but it has one Dhamma. And one Dhamma gives us the status that it is Rafa. And
I mean, light and heavy, we would just say in terms of light and heavy.
It's irrelevant because if we say that it is why it is only one, because it had al before it, so light and heavy become irrelevant, right? So since here you have to give me this, right? And if you spot it, any fragment, jar majrur fragment, harfun nasab fragment, or idafa fragment, then you have to identify. Like alhamdu is where I say that alhamdu is an ism in rafa status. It is relevant to light to be heavy because it has al on it. Lillahi, Allahi is a ismul Allah and it is in nasab status, right? And it is light. And I don't want to give you a reason now. So don't give me Allahi is light because it is it will be confusing for you. So you will give me that Allahi is light and there is a reason for it, right? If you cannot explain the reason, just write there's explanation for it to be light.
Can it be a mudaf here? Because it's got
it can't be a mudaf
No, it's
because
not mudaf. It's very well spotted, sister. Now we have an Idafah fragment which is Rabbil Alameen, right? Rab is light, no al, and Alamina is Alamina is it could be nasab or jar, but since Rabbi is following the mudaf quality, so Alamina is considered as jar, and Rabbil Alameen is an Idafah fragment. So you have to identify an Idafah fragment in your assignment, and you have to write down it is Idafah, right? So whatever we have studied so far, you have to.
So lillahi is that harf jar with Allahi as majroor?
Yes. Alhamdulillahi is jar majroor because it's lillahi.
Lillahi.
Yes.
So alhamdulillah just ism in its rafa status.
Alhamdulillahi is it's not lillahi here.
Okay.
It's lillahi because it belongs to Allah. It's lillahi here, but it's in jar status because my mistake. It's lillahi here, and it's Allahi is in jar status because of the li in here, and li is mixed with Allahi, so it's lillahi, and it's a jar majroor fragment.
Okay.
Yes, very good, very good. So that's how I want you to do your assignment. Whatever you have studied so far, you have to implement it on the surah you have been given to work on. Right? Identify the fragments, mark the fragments, explain the fragments, and if there is an ism which is not a part of fragment and is there, then you have to give me why it's if it's light, why it is light, and if it's normal, that give me if it's a rafa nasab or jar, right? And if you can put it in a Muslim chart and you can say that it's a dual single plural, or it is masculine or feminine, but from the Muslim chart or it's from the Muslim chart, right? And if you're not fine about whether this word is ism or not, you can use an arrow tool .com and you can put the word in here and you can see that it could be a fail or it could be another harf, right? So by the most of the time when you look at the translation, you will easily can spot the ism in it, right?
Okay.
Like here, Maliki Yawmiddin is the Idafa chain of Idafa.
Yes, it can be.
Yeah.
We did it actually. Yes, we did it.
Yes, it's a Jain Idafa. And you know, iyaka here is iyaka and nabudu wa iyaka nasta'in. This is we leave that because we haven't studied. The Idina Sirat al Mustaqim again, as-sirat and al-mustaqim. So it cannot be dafa because as-sirat has al on it. And mustaqima is nasab.
Yes.
Right? So
So Iya is a Iyaka. So Iya is ism.
no. Iya is a fail.
Okay. So not Idafah Fragment.
Iya is not a fail. Actually, iya is a carrier harf, and it is sometimes when you have we have to put some pronouns before it. You put a iya on it, like so. Let ka is attached pronoun, and you cannot put attached pronoun on its own. So iya is a carrier for the ka. It's not a fail. Sorry, iya is a carrier for the ka. Nabudu is a fail.
Okay.
So this is complex. That's why I say leave this line. But you asked me. So iya is a carrier and ka is attached pronoun. So iya is a carrier for the pronoun. Nabadu is a fail, and wa is ataf, and iya again is a carrier for ka, and nasta'inu is again the fail. But we are not talking about fail. We are not talking about any other harf other than we have studied. So in your assignment, you have to spot the 3 main fragments, and you have to spot if there is a flexibility question in there, and if there is a heavy light thing going on in there, right?
Sure.
So your main assignment is to implement whatever you have studied in chapter 1. It's kind
So
of
we
a
have to
revision.
hard work ahead.
We'll work with it. I'm going to try my best with my group.
Inshallah. Yeah, okay. So we
Oh,
will.
these are my 2 group members, mashallah.
Yeah, mashallah.
I have hardworking group members, mashallah.
But Samia, I think you're gonna lead us.
So how are you planning to do it, Sister Samia? Ayah by ayah or topic by topic?
So I've given all the sisters 3. Well, I've asked them to choose 4 or 5. 4 or 5 so 4 each, and then one person's going to have 5, and then they will try and do everything that they know, and obviously I will check it and I'll fill in any gaps and explain it to them, inshallah.
Inshallah. And you have to submit the compiled assignment to me by the end of play by the midnight of Sunday, right? So I can check it on the Monday morning.
Okay, inshallah.
Samia, do we have to write the Arabic and then translate?
I'm going to try and send something that all of you can print, inshallah, and then if you're able to, if not, you just handwrite the ayah out, or I'll show you another way of doing it as well. We'll discuss it in the group, inshallah.
That's a very good way. That's a very good way. If you have, if you can put it on a Word as a Word document, and then you leave a space underneath it, and then people can fill it up. As per.
I like listening and then writing on that and sending your picture back. Is that easier for you to?
Yeah, that's okay as well. You can send it, whatever anyone can do, right? So if someone doesn't have a printer, then there's a way of handwriting it. So you just write the word. This is the HON, harf of nasab, and then you write ismuha, like the ism is, right? There's different ways of doing it, and I'll explain on the group, inshallah.
Why don't you do one ayah and send them as an example how to do it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you.
That they will know what should be the format, because if they'll be doing it in their format, it will be difficult for you to compile in the end.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult. It might be difficult for people to print it out and stuff. So I might show them how to do it handwritten. Like I said, this is the HO, and this is the harf of jar, and this is it. Whatever. Inshallah.
Yeah, that's completely makes sense. So you, mashallah, you're doing a very good effort. And I think it's only your group representing here. So the group 1 is gone. So
they have to pray and stuff like that. It's understandable.
Yeah, I think
Sister Nakima, I think she speaks Bengali, so I'm gonna approach her and I'm gonna let her know that I speak Bengali as well.
Oh.
So inshallah I can help her, like explain it in Bengali. And then Sister Zarina, she's in Pakistan, and I speak Urdu as well. So inshallah I've said to her that I can speak Urdu, so
I
I'll help
speak
her,
Urdu
inshallah.
too. So if anybody needs any explanation in Urdu, I can do that. It's no problem.
That's good.
That's very good of you, mashallah, sister Samia. And may Allah reward you for your effort, and may your group member, your team member be benefited from your learning and your mashallah keenness towards the learning.
Yeah, my teachers are my inspiration, mashallah.
Samia, you can allocate me whichever ayahs you want. I'm not, that fussed. Whichever ones you think, just.
All right. All right. Then I have to pick up my son soon, so inshallah. See you
Please,
later.
I have to leave for my prayers as well. So,
Okay, then assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a very nice weekend.
You too.